Shalom, my friends, and welcome to The Wolf and the Warrior. And today we are here to talk to you about digestion. And Willie is somewhat of a health student, so what could you tell us about digestion as it pertains to the kinds of foods, the quantity of foods, and what to do or not do after you eat?
Okay, well, first of all, concerning the kind of food, one vital element for digestion is fiber. Fiber actually it doesn't give you any nutrients, but it's vital for digestion. So it's very important to have food that has a lot of fiber in it. For example, this morning I ate oats. And oats, I remember when I was younger, whenever I ate oats, like 15 minutes later, I had to go to the bathroom. I just gotta go. And that's just how it was. And so it's because oats has a lot of fiber. It's a fibrous food. So I had oats and quinoa. And as a result, after eating, we decided to go do some we call it digestive skating. So what you want to do after eating, you don't want to do anything too strenuous, not something that really gets your heart beating, but you want to be upright and you want to do some slow movement because your digestive really needs it, your digestive intestines and everything.
So with that in mind, let's get walking.
All right.
So it's important, the basic principle is you do not want to, like many people on Thanksgiving Day, stuff yourself with turkey and potatoes and gravy and pie, and then go ahead and just lie down in the couch and be like,
I shouldn't have eaten that much.
Because one of the worst things you can do is actually lay down completely, because what will happen is your body has to fight gravity in order to accomplish its digestive tasks. But when we are standing upright and walking, at a reasonable pace, our torsos are in an upright position, or even if it's like slightly inclined, it's okay. But you want to avoid, if possible, that total like laying down and idleness. You want your blood to be able to go to your digestive system to do what it does, and there's not really a need to have that have intense mental strain during this time either.
No, because what it does, or share what it does when you physically exert yourself after eating.
Well, I do not proclaim myself to be an expert or anything, but the basic principle is the life of the body is in the blood. The life is in the blood, like the Bible tells us. So your body is utilizing blood to carry out its various responsibilities when it comes to operating the brain, making sure your muscles and organs are functioning, down to the very digestion of our food. So when we digest our food, our blood is being called from our other parts of our system, and our brain included, to go to our digestive organs. So when we are to exercise and get our heart pumping and trying to get our blood pumping real fast to all our extremities through stern severe exercise, what happens is our blood is called away from our digestion, and it starts to be a hindrance rather than an aid.
Right.
And the same is true for trying to do deep study. One of my favorite quotes goes something like this. It says, it was a woman writing to a doctor, and the doctor, you can imagine, was doing all this doctor work and not really getting enough physical exercise, not working outside so much, getting this air and everything. But she writes to this doctor saying, without stern, severe exercise, the mind cannot be kept in proper order. So we need to be mindful that the mind and brain function is related to the exercise we are getting. In fact, actually, even scientists say that your gut or your digestive system, they say it's like your second brain. And so what happens when you either have stern, severe exercise right after eating or you lay down and sleep is your digestive system cannot do the work it needs to do, and it gets clogged up. And a clogged stomach means a clogged brain. They're connected. And so it's vital to do something light after eating for about 15 minutes to 30 minutes just to get the digestive system going. Yes. And these are principles I've really learned and been blessed by. And some of you may notice, like Halloween night, Thanksgiving afternoon, Christmas, afternoon, when you have these really festive holidays, you know, where you're stuffing yourself with all this food and candy, you end up with this like brain fog, this exhaustion from all this overeating.
Right.
So it's not just about what you do after you eat, but it's also about how much you eat and what you eat.
Right, right.
Consider this. If Willie ate, you know, his, like a mango and an apple and some bananas this morning, that will digest in like an hour, 2, 3 hours at most, I would expect, based on what I've studied. However, say that Willie was like, I want to have some harsh white bread, pepperoni pizza, and with all this cheese and, you know, bacon on top just because. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna have some highly processed candies too. Like, that meal is going to take 5, 6, 7, perhaps even more than a day to digest sometimes.
Yeah, and as a result, what happens in the stomach when it stays that long in the stomach?
It actually will ferment.
Yeah.
And cause problems.
That's right. And so one key thing as well when it comes to digestion and food,
First.
okay, you really, I mean, it's good. You want to eat a variety of food, but not too great of a variety in one meal.
Yes.
Because what happens is certain foods digest faster than other foods, and as a result, it just doesn't work out good. And so that is also a key thing when it comes to digestion, is eat a variety of food, but only 2 or 3, maximum 3 kinds at one meal. That's one of the key things as well. And so what's another hindrance of digestion? Can you think of anything else?
Oh, absolutely. One of the very common practices, and I grew up doing this my whole life almost, was to wash down my food with drinks. I would just drink a cup, and after I was finished, I felt like I needed to fill up my whole stomach
with water. And what does this do then? What does this do to your system?
It essentially postpones the entire digestive process until the point where it can drain all of that water out of your system, out of your digestive system, or at least out of the stomach. And then it can start to utilize the hydrochloric acid and other digestive elements in your system to actually process that food.
So you mean before it even begins digestion, it has to absorb the water?
Yes.
Not only does this do this, it dilutes the stomach acids.
Yes.
Which is essential for digestion.
And also, chewing is so essential. So many people just chomp, 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 swallow, when you really need to chew thoroughly. I heard someone say, and it really stuck with me, we ought to drink our solids and chew our liquids.
Oh, wow.
That, so much so that when you're drinking carrot juice, you ought to mix your saliva with your carrot juice so it goes down and you can process it better. Digestion begins in the mouth.
Right. Well, that's interesting. But there's one more thing I'm thinking of that hinders digestion, and it's eating between meals. Some of you might think, well, I do that all the time. Well, what's the matter with that? Well, that's a good question, but at the same time, when you eat between meals, your stomach has already started digesting. And when you introduce something else, immediately when you taste it, your stomach just practically shuts down the digestion and waits for the food to come down. It has to restart. And so it's just like you put clothes in the washing machine, and the washing machine is halfway through, and then you stop it and put another bunch of clothes in it, and then at the end, some are clean and some are dirty, or they're all kind of dirty. And so the reason is, you didn't put it in at the right time.
Yes.
It's the same way with your digestive system.
It may sound extreme, but it really is the way the body works. That it starts at the beginning and goes through the entire process. And if you eat a single peanut in between your breakfast and lunch, your body will, like if you eat it 2 hours after breakfast, your body will stop digesting your breakfast and then get the peanut to the same point of digestion as the rest of your system is already in the process of, and then it will continue. That's my understanding from what I've learned.
And as a result, the digestive process is postponed and prolonged.
Prolonged, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that can be our conclusion for now. And in the spirit of digestive skating.
Yeah. So now we're gonna skate. This is a good exercise to do after eating. Just gently skate.
All right. Shalom, my friends.